Hey guys, so here we go. First form Frieza, LF Frieza, better known. Purple LF Frieza. Finally, we're getting a ZENKAI for him. We have the details here, and I'm just going to jump right into it. Before we even start with his kit, this is what I was most looking forward to seeing. How good were his stats going to look after he got his ZENKAI? Because that's honestly the one thing I was most excited to see, and the reason is because I feel like his kit is already relatively good. The main thing that was holding him back was his stats being super low, right? Him as a support unit, you guys have to understand that they intentionally lower the stats of support-based units. Same thing with defense-type units, right? They just, for whatever reason, they just inherently, naturally get lower stats than melee types or range types. So his stats being so low made sure he basically didn't do any damage at all. And his defense, while it was okay, mostly came from the fact that he got damage reduction from his kit instead of his stats being good. But now, these stats seem pretty good. Let me actually pull up a reference just so that we can have a look. So I'm going to pull up Beerus. He is sort of the other Legends Limited ZENKAI support type unit. So let's take a look at good old Beerus here. Now, obviously, Beerus is a little older. He got his ZENKAI almost 2 years ago, so I expected this guy's stats to be a little better than Beerus's, which I definitely think is the case, because while his blast attack is higher, right? Beerus's blast attack is 284, Frieza's is 280. It's not that big of a difference. Strike is 265, Beerus is 258. Frieza's defenses are significantly better than Beerus's, right? Beerus is at 181, 179. Frieza's at 186, 186. So I would actually much rather take Frieza's stat spread than Beerus's. Health is a little lower than Beerus's, but I don't think that's a huge issue. Overall, his power level is higher by a decent amount than Beerus's, right? Beerus's at 1.54, Frieza's at 1.59. Pretty nice number there for Frieza, so that is definitely the one thing I was keeping my eye on, were the stats, and definitely seems like he'll be really, really good in terms of defense here. I like to see those numbers. Okay, so let's start comparing here. So we go from UnZENKAI to ZENKAI. The one thing I was looking at is he going to recover health? It looks like he's not actually going to heal on this. Okay. He gets 30% ultimate damage. This is the same thing. Actually, did he have Cannot Be Cancelled on this? I don't think so. No, he did not have Cannot Be Cancelled. 30% ultimate damage for 10 counts once 50 timer counts have elapsed. So they removed the 10 count restriction, which doesn't really matter. I mean, how often are you going to pop your main ability and then hold your ultimate in your hand for over 10 counts? Not that often. So that's fine. He gets nullifies enemy spell. Wow, he actually gets that. Okay. Nullifies enemy special actions that activate when changing cover for 10 counts. So you can technically pop your main. It's kind of like the Majin Vegeta, LF Blue Broly, LF Evolution Blue Vegeta effect, where a lot of these LFs nowadays are getting this effect where you pop your main ability and for a certain amount of timer counts, you're immune to the enemy special cover changing against you, which is actually really good. I think that's pretty good. Okay, that's fine. I really didn't think his main ability needed to be changed that much, but this is fine. I think they did a decent job with that. First unique is Work Hard. Okay, so prior to this, he was giving 25% and 50%. Now he's giving 30% damage and 50% cure coverage. So he's actually giving a little bit more damage. Interesting. Applies the following effects to self when this character is switched to standby. If Frieza Force or Lynch of Evil other than this character's battle member, restores health by 10% and ki by 30. That I believe is the same. Yeah, there's no way they were going to change that. And then reduces damage received by 35%. Cannot be cancelled. That is also the same, I think. Actually, it could... Oh, interesting. Okay, so it actually could have been canceled before, and now it cannot. Which is definitely a lot better, because we're seeing a lot of effects in the game now that actually are able to cancel buff effects, attribute upgrades. So this being immune to being canceled now definitely makes a big deal, or a big difference. And then the second unique ability... Maybe the timer counts go up a little bit. 15, 25, 15, 15. Yeah, the second one... Yeah, I kind of wanted this to go to 10. But I guess them upping the timer counts is fine. This is also the same. This is the same. Okay, so the only thing that really changed about this is this second one here, which is fine. Alright, so here are the new unique abilities. So the Price of Treason unlocks at Adept. Applies the following effects to self when one allied tag Frieza Force or tag Lynch of Evil is defeated. He gets 20% extra damage, nullifies attribute downgrades for 30 seconds, and he gets -2 to Blast Art's cost. Okay. I don't know if this is like a spectacular unique ability, right? It's fine. I wasn't really expecting much from this, but I mean, I'll take it. It's not crazy. Euphoric Destruction is the final unique ability here. The following effects occur when this character enters the battlefield. He gets 20% extra blast damage, card draw speed for 10 counts, and he cancels enemy buff effects. So I've seen some people talking about this effect here, canceling enemy buff effects. It's possible, I don't actually know how it'll work, but it's possible that actually allows you to bypass characters that nullify special cover changes. So for instance, Green Jiren, right? Green Jiren nullifies special cover changes for like the first, like I think it's 2 or 3 times, right? This buff effect, this canceling buff effect, like mechanic as part of this unique ability, will that remove his buff that allows him to nullify special cover changes? I don't actually know. That'll have to be tested, but regardless, I think canceling buff effects for just switching in is a really, really nice effect. It's going to allow this guy to tank a lot better, right? If you're going up against the Super Saiyan team, for example, right, and you have Blue Bardock, who's switching in and out all the time, giving the Super Saiyan buffs, and you want to switch in this Frieza to tank the damage, he's going to be able to tank well because he's going to remove those Bardock buffs, right? He's going to be able to actually, number one, his stats are good enough to be able to tank decently, and number two, your enemy is going to be doing a lot less damage because their buffs are removed. So this is a really powerful effect. But keep in mind it only activates twice, so that's something you're going to have to keep track of when you're using this character. Card draw speed is really good. I don't think that you know, this being restricted to 10 timer counts necessarily is a big deal. Him being able to draw out, him being on the field, I think is going to be pretty helpful for this team. And then of course, you know, extra blast damage is not bad. So in total, that's the only buff he's getting for himself, right? This is a team-wide buff, so he's getting 30%, 20% blast damage. I mean, honestly, you add this. Let's say somebody died, so you add this. So he's at 40% blast damage. Then you have this, so 70% blast damage. On top of the fact that he has 280,000 blast attack, like that's decent. He's going to be doing like a decent amount of damage. Not anything crazy, I don't think, but it's definitely not going to be like fodder like it used to be in terms of damage. So that's good. So the Death Beam, I don't think they would change this, right? Pierce damage, 1 card, 15 key. Pierce damage, yeah, so this is the same. Okay, they didn't change this at all, unless they changed the cost. 40? Did the cost go down? No, this cost, okay, they literally didn't change it at all, which I didn't really expect them to. The Dream would have been for them to change this to massive damage, but that was very unlikely to happen. The green card, honestly, don't think they need to change this either. It was, yeah, it didn't change at all. Yeah, it's literally the same. Okay. Looks like they did a little bit to the ultimate. Applies the flying effects on activation. 70%, minus 100% cut for 3 counts. What did they change here? Oh, they just changed the wording. Instead of gain attribute upgrade, it goes to applies attribute upgrade. For 3 counts. 30% damage inflicted against tagged Saiyans. Oh, it nullifies endurance now, actually. That's big. Prior to the ZENKAI, this actually did not nullify endurance, which was kind of annoying. But now, I think that actually is going to matter a lot. I'm happy about that. The fact that he nullifies endurance, and I'm assuming he's buffing purple Lineage of Evil. Frieza Force. Huh. Okay. I have to pull up Frieza Force for a second here. So he'll be buffing purple Vegeta, purple Ginyu, a pool. That's it. And then I guess young Nappa. And this guy. The reason why I kind of wanted him to buff purple Lineage of Evil was because of one unit. Let me pull up the tag. It was because of this guy, Cooler, this purple Cooler. Eventually, this purple Cooler is going to get a ZENKAI Awakening. When this guy gets a ZENKAI Awakening, this team is going to be busted. The reason is because of this. These defenses, right? These defenses are dumb. I'm pretty sure if this guy got a ZENKAI, his defenses would be the highest in the game, like not even close. Interesting that they decided to go with Frieza Force there. Okay, I mean, it's still going to help himself, right? So I'm actually really happy with how they did this guy. I think the one thing that I was really looking forward to were just seeing how good his stats were going to be, because that's the one thing he really was missing out on were the stats, right? His blast attack nearly jumped almost 50,000. His defenses are jumping by like 40k or 30k or something like that. So yeah, this is a big deal. Definitely a big deal for sure. So I kind of like how they did this. Kakarot Goku, we have a Zenkai for him as well. Stats are looking pretty good. I mean, his defenses are insane. Look at this, 185, 186. And he's at nearly 270,000 strike attack, so he's looking pretty good. A lot of health, too, 2.87 million. That's a lot. Power level's looking pretty high as well. All right, so let's see. So the only thing he gets on his main ability is this last line here. Card draw speed by 1 level for 15 counts. 15 counts is a little short, but I'll take that. I guess it's mainly only supposed to be used for the current phase where he switched into the battle, but this main ability is doing a lot. It's healing, it's giving you ki, it's giving you damage, it's giving you cost reduction, and now it's giving you card draw speed. Like, card draw speed in combination with cost reduction is really powerful. So if you're able to make use of this and you have like a full hand when you pop this main ability, you're going to be comboing for a long time. And it's going to be doing more damage, you're going to be getting ki back. Like, this guy's going to be looking pretty good if you can get priority with him. First unique is Endless Adventure, 20%. We got 30 counts. Looks like that's the same. When you wait 2 enemy attacks with the Vanishing Step, that's the same. When you land 5 hits with the Striker Blast Darts. Okay, so this is actually the exact same, right? This is the exact same passive here, I think. Next one is Saiyan Raised on Earth. Applies the flying effects to self per tag, subfamily, or Super Warrior battle member other than this character. So he gets 25% strike damage and 25% to ki recovery. Looks like that is also the same, so that did not change either. And then the 2 new unique abilities are the Power of Friendship, which is applies the flying effects to allies depending on their tags and episodes when this character is switched to standby. So this actually gives me a lot of Blue Android 21 vibes, right? I mean, she does the same thing where she provides certain buffs to certain tags, right? So it's kind of the same path they're going down for this guy. So Sun Family's going to get 10% crit rate. I'm glad they did this. This is like very not good. Good. Thank you. 10% crit rate for 15 counts is not going to do much. Super Warriors are getting 35% to blast damage, and then Saiyan Saga is getting 35% to strike damage. So if you have a Super Warrior from the Saiyan Saga, who's also in Sun Family, they're going to be getting all these buffs. So for instance, if you're, I guess, is the Feet Kamehameha, not the Feet, the blue, like, Raditz fight Goku, was he in Super Warrior? I don't remember actually if he was or not, but for instance, if you have like, I don't know, like if we get like a Yamcha or a Tien from the Saiyan Saga, actually I think the EX Yamcha is from the Saiyan Saga, isn't he? Like, he'll be getting both of these buffs here, so that's pretty cool. Final unique ability is Highly Skilled, unlocks it powerful. 35% to blast damage. Interesting. This guy's not exactly a blast-based unit, but I guess it couldn't hurt him. The following effects occur every time this character defeats an enemy. That's kind of like yellow Goku Black a little bit. That's interesting. 15% of damage inflicted, and then 10% of damage inflicted by allies other than this character. She's actually supporting the team whenever he defeats an enemy. Huh. That's definitely new. I don't know if we've seen that before. But this is very similar to yellow Goku Black, the Zenkai one. The special move is Major, and then 150% special move for 3 timer counts. So they just buffed up to 160. Okay, if they're fainted. And then the special skill, so he actually gets ki now, looks like. So draw a special move, there's a blue card, activates twice. When I send out special move, arts cost activates twice. And 30% chance for next Striker Blast to inflict enemy with faint. That didn't change either. But the only thing that changed on this is this now gives 30 ki, which is actually, that's a good change for sure. I do like that. Red Saiyan? Wow. Okay. I did not think they would do Red Saiyan for this guy. That's pretty good. Okay. I mean, that's definitely a good Zenkai ability, Red Saiyan. I mean, it's not the full, like, summonable Zenkai buff, right? You're not giving 45% or whatever, but this is pretty good. I mean, for a free unit, that's going to help the Saiyan team for sure. Plus, you also still have the Goku health buff. So this guy's, as a bench team, if you're running like a full Goku team and you're running like Ultra Goku on your team, maybe you're running this guy who's actually pretty solid this free-to-play Goku is one of the more solid units that came out from that event, the Saiyan Saga one. So, you know, you're running this guy in your team, like, you have some decent Saiyan that are red Saiyan Goku options for this team that are going to be getting the health buff and the Zenkai buff from this. So this, okay, I did not expect them to do that, but we'll take that, I guess. Okay, next we have this banner here. I do not recommend summoning on this banner. I mean, we're definitely going to get an LF next week, right? That's just fairly obvious. We're getting an LF next week. Just keep that in your head, right? Kid Buu, still insane. Broly's good. This Frieza's now really good. Namekoku's pretty solid still. Yeah, this is definitely not worth summoning on, though. I mean, you have like a lot of units that I wouldn't really consider good, like Buu Tanks, this red Frieza here. Purple Cooler, I wouldn't really say he's great anymore. Chilled is a good bench, I guess. I don't know. Definitely not worth summoning on this band. I would skip this. Story events we have, obviously the Saiyan Raised on Earth coming back. We can take a look at that here. I guess you do the Z-Power battle to get the Z-Power for him, and then for the Awakening battle, that gets you the Zenkai power, right? That's pretty self-explanatory. Looks like you get 1,000 Zenkai power the first time you clear this, which is cool. Then you're adding a new stage to the Ultimate Equipment Collection event, which is a new unique equipment. Oh, great! Can't wait to roll that one. Then we have the Chrono Crystal Capture, which is just, you know, free Chrono. You get 500 crystals for this just for doing it every single day, which is pretty good. We have a new Battle Gauntlet event. I personally hate this event, but it's free stuff, so might as well do it. Just takes a while. And then we have the equipment itself that are coming out. So we have the No Way You've Lived Long Enough. This is for anime original sagas. So the Otherworld tournament, the Frieza and Bardock showdown right from the Bardock special. We have the Bardock who fought Chilled, that whole thing. Titans Yamcha. And then we have the Bardock squad, right? Pretty much all the anime original saga characters we have in the game right now. So this is special move damage to 10 and critical to 10 in slot 1. Slot 2 is strike attack up to 25%. And then slot 3 is blast attack up to 35%. This is a good equipment. The roster of characters that you can use this with are not great. To me, I've seen a lot of people mentioning this, how they think the next LF could be a Bardock. And now that I'm looking at this equipment right here, I really do think that it potentially could actually be a Bardock, right? We have the Bardock art here to go along with this LF Frieza getting a Zenkai. I mean, this equipment would work okay on this LF Frieza, but again, I think the way you want to build this LF Frieza is just super defensive. And this would help him do a little bit more damage, I guess, with this, right? But I don't even know if I would use this on this Frieza. I think we could potentially get a Bardock, or like an LF base form Bardock, or even an LF Super Saiyan Bardock, or maybe a transforming base form into Super Saiyan Bardock. What if he has, what if we get a base form Bardock that revives into Super Saiyan Bardock? That's a blast base unit that really wants this equipment. I could definitely see that happening, so we'll see. Next we have Let's Bring Him Down Kale is the next equipment for Rival Universe, so a ton of characters can use this. We got double blast attack up to 30% total, and then we have blast defense up to 15, pretty solid. Looks like this is going to be the next PvP equipment, just looking at, there's no like how to get this on here. Actually, this one doesn't have one either, huh? I'm guessing one of these is going to be available via the Rush Shop, and then the other one will be PvP. We'll see. Well, that's not fair as this one. This one's very limited. God Key and Universe Survival Saga. I mean, eventually we're going to get, like, you know, Master Ultra Instinct Goku, but other than that, there's not really much in terms of God Key here. It's a pretty limited one. But it is really good. We got Strike Defense, Blast Attack, and Health. Yeah, this is definitely what I'm going to be farming up. This is going to be a really, really nice equipment. So that's pretty much all we have for today. Let me know down below what you think of the Zenkai Frieza as well as the Zenkai Kakarot Goku. Are you excited? Do you think they did enough justice to both those Zenkais? I'm interested in hearing what you guys have to say. So hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one.